everyone, and this is Phoenix here, and today we're going to be doing the pickup video for the month of September of 2018. Now, in case you're wondering, yes, I didn't do one for August for a few reasons. For one, I only got like 2 games, and wait, did I get 2 games or did I get 3? Well, I don't remember, but I didn't get very many, and because of that I was like, you know what, I might as well like combine it for the next month, just so I have more stuff to talk about. But also, I was in Switzerland for about a week, as you guys should know if you've seen my little slideshow video. And of course, I've talked about it a lot. And, I had an amazing time there. I don't need to re-explain that. But I will say one thing. When I was there, I didn't go out and buying any games over there because, I was just too busy spending good quality time. But anyways, so of course, there was another reason why I didn't do it was because I was just too busy working on my content that I'll be releasing in October. And I eventually got that all finished, except for like one little video. Anyways, with that said, let's get on with the pickups. Alright, so the first thing we should talk about are the import games, and all these import games are for the Sega Saturn, which is great stuff, because if you have an action replay, then you can actually play them. And I gotta thank my friend Bossenberg for doing a trade with me where he actually gave me an action replay of like 2 games, and that was awesome of him to do. So I've always wanted to like get into like the Japanese Saturn importing stuff because there's a lot of like really cool looking games, and of course like they're a lot cheaper than their North American counterparts. And also the fact that there's just like I really love the packaging on them. I think they look a lot cooler looking. So the first one we got here is Virtua Fighter 2, which I'm pretty sure I don't need to explain this game. I mean, it's a 3D fighting game that still holds up really well. I think this is still a really good game. And yeah, the North American version of this is like still affordable, but this was like even more affordable. Like this cost me like less than like $10, like even with shipping. So can't say no to that. Also, the game actually came in a seal, believe it or not, but I don't think it's like a factory seal. I think it was just a reseal, but either way, the condition of it's really good. And also, it came with a spine card. Yeah, a lot of Japanese CD-based games came with these, and I think they actually look cool. Though, unfortunately, I can kind of see these getting damaged easily, which kind of sucks. But yeah, either way, though, this is one of the first ones I wanted to get because, like I said, it's cheaper, and also I figured I'd also build up my eBay credit with, getting cheaper stuff first before buying the bigger shit. So the next one that we have here is actually a racing game, and this one also came out in North America, but, it's a lot more expensive, and also I actually like the cover art on the Japanese version better, and that happens to be King the Spirits. Okay, well that's not, well, there's like a little bit of other text, but I don't know, like, what the fuck it's actually called, but anyways, though, the game in North America is called High Velocity. I think it's like High Velocity Mountain Road Challenge or something like that. Yeah, it's actually a really fun racing game. Of course, the music is like fucking amazing. Like, goddamn, like this is like one of my favorite like racing OSTs. I'm not even joking. And of course, it's actually comes from it's developed by Cave, but it's published by Atlas. So, a company that is very well known for making some awesome like bullet hell shooters, mixed with a company that does some awesome RPGs. I mean, like, how could you go wrong with that? And they make a racing game like that. That's pretty sweet. Also, another thing that I thought was really cool with the packaging is that in the back of the manual here, you get an advertisement for I think that's Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner, and then right here it's Gunbird. I don't know. I love the manuals of here. They're like really like bright and colorful and all that good stuff. So. But yeah, this is actually a really good racing game. I totally would recommend, playing it. Alright, so the next 2 Saturn games that we have are ones that you guys will probably think I'm, like, really stupid for buying these games because, they're games that are really hard to play without knowing Japanese. But the thing is, they were, like, so fucking cheap, like, even with, like, shipping and all that, that I figured, why not? And also, there are games that I am really interested in wanting to play if they ever got, like, an English translation, so, I don't know, maybe one day, like, I could do, like, that whole, like, burning a CD thing where, like, you copy it over, like, the game or something. I know, people have done that with the game, Police Knots, so, I don't know, maybe one day I might do that, but either way, they actually look really fucking cool. So, this first game we have here is a game I talked about in my, my games I wish got translated video, part 1, and that being Soldner's Child. And yes, it even came with the spine card, which looks cool, but yeah, like I said, I have a feeling this one's a little bit beaten up, though. But, yeah, so the reason why, like I said, I fucking love the cover art of this game. It just looks so fucking, like, amazing looking. It's done by the artist that did, you know, like, the Castlevania games. What's her name? Ayumi Kojima or something? Yeah, she has, like, Kojima as her last name, so, yeah, there you go. That's how it's easy to remember it by. But, yeah, this one actually came with a, some pretty cool stuff here. It came with, like, a little, like, chart. Of course, I can't read it, but, you know, it looks, like, nice, though. This game was actually pretty well taken care of, considering how cheap it was. It was actually one of the cheaper ones that was actually on eBay. And, of course, with the manual, you know, amazing fucking cover art right here. But, of course, the actual, like, in-game manual, like, looks really, really nice. But yeah, this is actually a tactical RPG, and it looks really, like, different compared to a lot of other stuff that, like, Koei normally does. Like, it's not, like, one of those strategic, like, simulation games. Like, it actually kind of looks like, you know, Final Fantasy Tactics mixed with, like, Stormblade, or Blade Storm or something? But yeah, like I said, I hope one day this game does get translated, because it does look really fucking cool. And, let me just show you another picture that's in here, because, yeah, I love the manual for this game. Like, it's almost like an art book, almost. Like, that's the thing I love about with Saturn games, that they put a lot of work into their manuals, even more so than, like, North American games. But, and now, as for the last Sega Saturn game, and as again, this is another one that's, like, kind of hard to play, but I got it because it was, like, so cheap, and it's also related to a game that I'm actually going to be reviewing in October, and that happens to be Nanatsu no Hikin. So this is a survival horror game that comes from Koei, believe it or not. Yeah, they've actually done a survival horror game. Like who would have thought of that? But yeah, they actually did. And yes, the sequel is actually on the Dreamcast, and that one's actually a lot easier to play because it actually plays like a traditional survival horror. Like I said, I'm going to be reviewing it, so if you're interested, keep an eye out on that. But this one is actually more like a it's kind of like D on Sega Saturn almost. Not quite, but similar. And it actually has like multiple discs, which is why it's in this big case. Of course, this also came with a spine card, but it's kind of badly damaged, so I don't want to like fuck around with that. But yeah, this one also has like a really nice looking manual too. Not as nice as the other game, because that game has like an amazing art style, but you know, this one's like still has like some really like nice artwork though, given the fact that they look kind of 3D-ish. But yeah, like I said, I'm reviewing the sequel. Well, I reviewed the sequel. It's just I'm waiting for it to be uploaded in October, and I will actually talk a little bit about this game. Alright, so now let's get into the more modern stuff, and the first game here is actually on the Nintendo Switch, and it's the only game I got on the Switch out of the 2 months, and that happens to be Code of Princess EX. So this is a pretty much like a newer, like, revamped version of the 3DS game, which I used to own a copy of, but I sold it recently because this version was coming out, and I have a feeling I would play this version a lot more due to the fact that as much as I like this game on the 3DS, unfortunately, playing that game with that stupid circle pad is fucking, like, awful. Honestly, if that game was on, like, the Vita or something, it would have played a lot better. I'll say that. But now that we have it on the Switch, though, I can definitely say that it plays so much better, and I love this game even more than I originally did. So, yeah, it's a beat-em-up RPG, and, you know, it's a lot like the game Guardian Heroes, which, by the way, on the back, it actually says, like, Guardian Heroes right there, so I thought that was actually really, interesting that they actually put that on there. But yeah, but also, as good as the game is, of course, they spoil you with a lot of, interesting shit. So not only do you get, like, a reverse cover art, but also you get, like, a soundtrack that's on, like, a little GameCube disc, which I thought was kind of funny. And also the manual is really cool, too, because this one actually, like it looks almost like an NES manual or something. Like, let's get to a page here that has some nice artwork. But yeah, like, it's really cool. Nicalis does some really good stuff when it comes to, like, the packaging, because they also did the same with, what's that game? Cave Story. Like, that one also had some pretty cool stuff, too. But, yeah, anyways, though. Yeah, this game's really good, and I love it a lot. Of course, you know, like I said, you can always get the 3DS version if you want, but personally, like, as much as I liked playing it on the 3DS, I just didn't like that playing out the circle pad. That's just the main problem with me with a lot of 3DS games. If you're playing, like, side-scrolling games and you have to use, like, the circle pad with going, like, left all the time, it gets really tedious for me. Like, I've tried playing Shinobi on 3DS, and that game is fucking awesome, but sadly playing it on with that is just makes it way harder than it needs to be. Now let's get on to the PS4 games, and this one was actually a used one that I got for, like, really cheap, because it was a game I was really interested in, but I just wasn't sure how much I wanted to pay for it, but I figured that the price that I got it at, I couldn't go wrong. So that happens to be Cladrun Returns. This is Sangoku Wish. I'll be honest, the title for this game is pretty fucking dumb. But despite the dumb title, though, it's a pretty good game. It's not bad. I mean, it's not like the most amazing shit ever, but you know, for what I paid for it, I ain't complaining. But yeah, it's like a top-down game. It looks like, you know, it would play like Zelda, which it kind of does, but it's more, like, mission-based, and all, like, the dungeons are kind of, like, they're not huge. Like, they're pretty condensed, but, you know, there's just, like, a bunch of stuff you get to do in them there. And it's not bad. One cool feature that I do like in this game is that you can actually, like, create, like, your own weapons with, like, using, like, an 8-bit, like, art kind of thing. So in a way, it kind of has a little bit of 3D Game Hero elements, though. Of course, like I said, it's not like an actual Zelda clone. This is more like a dungeon crawler, just done in like a top-down action game, which, you know, like I said, it plays pretty well. I do like it. It's just, this has a lot of grinding in it, so, you know, it's, like, as to be expected from the people that made Disagaea. It's, yeah, you're gonna grind quite a lot, though, but, if you just play it casually, though, it can actually be kind of fun. It's almost like a roguelike, but without, like, the bullshit difficulty, if you think about it. Alright, as for the next PS4 game, this is one that is a game that is very highly regarded, and I'm pretty sure you guys might already know what it is, and that happens to be Shenmue 1 and 2 HD. So, okay, first thing I have to get out of the way first is that I've been hearing a lot of people complaining about this collection having, like, a lot of, like, glitches and, like, just really bad, like, optimized shit. Well, I actually managed to beat Part 1 in this game. I haven't started Part 2 yet. I'll probably do that, like, whenever. But when I beat Part 1, I never ran into any, like, weird glitches at all. At least nothing that broke the game or any, like, bad shit. So, I don't know. Maybe I got lucky, or maybe people are just unlucky. I don't know. But I just had to get that out of the way first. So yeah, so that didn't hinder my experience with the game. But I will say, I have a very mixed relationship when it comes to the Shenmue games, because I played the second one on the original Xbox back in 2015. And, you know, like, I liked parts of the game, but there was also a lot of things about it that I didn't like, and I think, you know, a part of it was that, like, I just felt really dated, and just a lot of things in it that, you know, like, it just wasn't, like, as good as what I've heard, because everyone was always, like, jizzing over, like, the Shenmue series and how it's, like, the best thing that Sega ever put out. Well, personally, after playing Part 1, I definitely don't think it's Sega's best IP ever, but I do think that it does have its good qualities, you know. Obviously, it's one of those games that revolutionized a lot of, like, open-world games, and also, like, the graphics for the time were really good, and, you know, the music is fucking great. I love the tomato theme. I thought that song is just catchy as fuck. And also the, like, the fact that, like, I love, like, the voice acting. It's just so fucking bad, but funny as shit. I love it. And the story was pretty cool. It's very, you know, like, kung fu movie, old stuff, like, good shit. And also, I love the atmosphere, too, so, yeah, I never played Shenmue 1 until this collection, and I actually like it better than 2, personally. At least when it comes to, like, actually, like, as a whole. Because the thing with 2 is that it kind of just, like, throws you into, like, the shit, and you don't even know what the fuck is going on half the time, so. Alright, as for the last game in here in total, and this is another pretty obvious one if you know my taste in gaming, and that happens to be Yakuza Kiwami 2, which is a remake of the second Yakuza game on PS2, which, by the way, that was actually my very first time ever playing a Yakuza game, and, well, definitely took me by surprise, because I had no idea what to expect from the game, but I ended up loving the shit out of it. And after playing it, like replaying it with this little remake here, I can definitely say that this is fucking awesome. So, you know, I don't know what else I get to say here, but pretty much it runs on the Dragon engine, which is used for Yakuza 6. Because Yakuza 6, like, it's hard to say if that's like one of the better like entries, because like the engine of it is like one of the best, but it didn't really have like a whole lot of side content to it. It was kind of just like a showcase for that. But this one is where like the engine like really excels for that. Not only do you get like, the great story from Yakuza 2 and the great side quest, but there's also a lot of like other newer shit that they put in here, like you can do the cabaret club like in Zero, which is awesome because that shit's like fucking crack. So addicted to it. I can highly recommend this game. Of course, I would recommend like playing through like Zero and Kiwami 1. Either way though, like definitely one of my favorite games to come out this year. Alright, so with that said, that's all the pickups of the games that I got in September and August, and you know, hopefully you guys got some good recommendations of games to check out. And also, when it comes to October, like I said, I finished all the horror reviews, or like horror related reviews, and I'm going to be doing an anime movie that is horror related, but I haven't worked on it yet there, but I'll work on it sometime in October. And of course, I'm going to be doing some streams on Deception 3, because, you know, every October I gotta play a Deception game, because it's one of my favorite shit ever. And of course, after when I'm done that game, if I get it done fast enough, I might do other horror-related games. I don't know what. Maybe, like, I don't know, like Evil Within 2 or something, because that is a game I do want to play more of. Anyways, maybe that might be an idea, but I'm always open to suggestions, of course. So with that said, guys, thanks for watching and commenting, and have yourselves a great day.